chance for me.
Before you go any further, I just want to say if you're new here, why you're watching and not subscribed, so hit the red button, hit the bell icon. Next time we post, you get an alert. Yeah. And today I'm going to introduce you to my panelist. On my right hand side we have UKPR, and I know you guys. He's a different coat on, so it's you know it's definitely a new episode. And on my far left I have Adama's light skinned brother. Big Soul Nero. And on my left we have our designated pretty boy. Dash. And don't be surprised if you see him on the Kevin Klein ad. Yeah, I said that. And speaking about men getting caught with their pants down, Arsenal. Oh my god. Yeah. No offense to Arsenal fans, but you kind of have to understand. You guys, you are the butt of the jokes. Get it? But anyway, I'm gonna ask.
That's why there's an Arsenal. Yeah.
Oh. Nice one. I'm gonna start with Big Soul Lana.
Big Soul.
Big Soul. Can't you see those arms?
Oh. I'm not the solo man. I don't know why I'm there so much.
Yeah, it's serious man. I'm gonna ask Big Soul. What do you think of the Arsenal performance?
Yo man, tightly contested game against a rival.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So they came out on top. Luckily. Yeah, it was a scrap of a goal. You know what I'm saying? But they need those kind of performances. They were there by relegation. They need to be able to fight and get the ball over the line. But now, seriously, I'm glad that they finally got their first win off. I think it's a good springboard for the rest of the season. I don't think they're going to end up down there. I see them in the top 10.
No, they shouldn't. I'm going to move on to Udesh.
Sorry to interrupt you. To touch on that, Arsenal.
Okay.
Ramsdale, Leno. Ramsdale first game, clean sheet. How do you foresee that for Leno's position? Do you see Arteta weighing more on Ramsdale or
I think
sticking with?
I think it would have been better if there was like European football,
okay.
So that he could rotate it. But now, he tried it with Leno and it didn't work. He tried it with Ramsdale and it didn't.
Yeah.
It did. They got a clean sheet and they won. So now I feel like he was experimenting. So he's going to go with what worked, which was what. But I don't think it's a fair assessment because it's Norwich.
Yeah.
This season, everybody gets 3 points at least from Norwich.
Okay.
So, but it's Leno for Ramsdale over Ramsdale for me personally.
Okay, alright.
Okay, yeah, since Udeshun Katile, I'm asking him a good question. I'm going to move on to the KPR. We see now with Arsenal, every good players are coming back now. Gabriel, Ben White. We see on the right hand side that new signing, I forgot his name, Japanese guy, Askisi. Tomiyasu. So what do you think their formation to say?
Their back four looks very decent with everyone back. Tierney, Tomiyasu on the wing backs, Gabriel and White, those are good defenders. And then the base, the people protecting them in front of them are Semila Konga, who's had a good start. Personally, I think he did. Thomas Partey's back and he's quickening up the play of Arsenal. I guess Norwich they were playing well when he came on. And then you have those three players behind the striker Aubameyang, which is gonna be the one. And then you can imagine you can play. I prefer that 4-2-3-1. You play Smith Rowe, Odegaard, and Saka. Then they can interchange if they want and all that. Aubameyang can, I feel like they have a good base, they have a good team, they have a good structure, and they have good options on the bench too. There's players like Martinelli that you can bring off there. I don't know do you want to bring off Shaka off the bench or.
Yeah. So wait, on your front three, you play without Pepe.
Without Pepe, Pepe is there. Like that's the thing I'm saying. You have good options. So if Pepe is not on song, you do have a decent replacement for him.
Okay.
Yeah, considering the three I stated. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was wondering, because you've seen under Emery, he preferred to play with Lacazette and Aubameyang, because he knew there is no defense there. So he tried to outscore the oppositions. Don't you think Arteta maybe should try that?
I think he's holding back on that because he doesn't trust Aubameyang to track back as much as these youthful players will do. Aubameyang won't do that job. Oh my fucking god. Momolo. Anyway, Aubameyang won't track back like a Smith Rowe, like a Martinelli. Like that discipline, I don't think he has it. He's very, very much attack minded. And Lacazette is not producing the goods in the games he's been given, the chances he's been given. So I think he's fine to stick with this formation, play either or Aubameyang at any time given. I think that's fine.
I think the Twitter memes won't agree with you because they made jokes about Aubameyang playing left back last season.
Yeah.
So he can track back. But I'm asking you, like, can you play them like as a front two?
Yeah.
So they can rotate around with each other.
Can you afford to take out a midfield player, a body in midfield?
I mean, in my opinion,
Yeah.
they could play Lokanka and Partey.
Yeah.
On the wing, Saka, Pepe.
Yeah.
Then might as well just play Lacazette to drop and play that false nine.
Oh.
Aubameyang can run in behind. I mean, his pace, use that.
But you
True,
lose a lot of
considering-
creativity.
Considering
Odegaard, Smith Rowe.
yeah, and you pay 30 million for Odegaard,
No,
you've paid a lot of money, so he's gonna have to play. He's gonna have to fit in that lineup
For a decent player as well.
Yeah, so you gotta play only one striker, unfortunately for them.
Well, that's why he's the manager. You have to make those tough decisions. Back to Udesh.
Hey.
I don't look at Abantu. Well, yeah, I was gonna ask you, do you think this will be like a springboard for Arsenal?
As Neil said, it was Norwich at first. They were at Norwich. They played against bigger clubs, and they were not performing that much. But I understand Arteta was rotating the team too much. I don't think that is his stable team. I don't believe that is his stable team. But from what we saw, there's this the new boy, Tommy. Yes, that one.
Yeah, no.
He gave me the prime actor Bellerin vibes. He's electric going forward. He's good staying. He can also play as centre back. He's good staying back. Tierney was superb. So that defense seems solid from what I've seen, but it hasn't been tested as much as I hoped. But going forward, there's a lot of options, as KPR said. So
Yeah.
there's still going to be a lot of rotation for me.
A lot of rotations. And you guys know, I was just want to tell you about something. This morning while I was getting ready, I was listening to this song by Bob Marley. It's really little bows, you know. Don't worry about a thing, cause everything is gonna be alright. You know what song made me think about? How Spurs were put in this. Live, bro! They were put in this. Live. Got tough.
They were rolled up.
Damn, bro, cause 45 minutes. No shots.
Hey.
No shots.
Whatsoever.
So I wanna ask Uneo, do you think Nuno got it wrong with the lineup?
I think he went with what worked. I mean, you don't fluke 3-1 movements. Well, this is evidence that you can, I guess. But yeah, no, I think he kind of went with what worked. I don't think Emerson Royale should have gotten his debut.
I agree with
because Zaha was just running that ragged. He was. I think against Tanganga, Zaha doesn't do the stuff that he did because he was absolutely.
Whoa.
I
mean, he got sent off because of Zaha, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But I mean, at right back, Matsena meant two men for the first 45 minutes. I think he puts his stand down and Zaha kind of behaves. You know what I'm saying? Because he's afraid to get injured or something. But yeah, I think Vieira had Nuno's number.
Really? That's
Yeah,
impressive.
I think, but it's a volley one. Okwasi I 3-1 not was like without playing the same kind of football. So I think Vieira's what again? Palace. Were prepared. Like they went in there like they knew what they were doing.
That's interesting because the reason why I ask about Nuno getting it wrong, because in the midfield he played Oliver Skip, Højbjerg and Wings. There's no creativity. And the worst thing, he played Ali on the left wing.
Yeah.
Ali has no pace.
At all.
Why not play Brian Gale? That kid
Yeah.
on the wing with Mora and Kane.
They also had Bedvan.
No, I think Bergwijn is out.
Yeah, and Son last day.
Yeah,
So
Son
they were spread kind of thin. So I think it was probably one of those where if the bigger players were on, it would have been different scoreline. like it's like that in football every day. We could speculate on whether the would have been different or not, but I think I think it was Vieira who had he was ready, like he got his charges ready for that game. I think it was more Vieira.
Yeah, they looked a lot of
those mistakes.
They lacked creativity because Kane, I didn't see Kane do anything.
Yeah.
He was lacking. There was no balls in the box. There was no through balls behind. There was no movement. Ali was lost. Okay, Lucas Moura. I think Lucas Moura needs support because when you play Moura and Song and Kane, there's a lot of movement, rotation, and there's a lot of support. They know where to play, how to play the ball. There was a lot of. He got it wrong. Nuno just got it wrong. They were lacking a lot of creativity for me.
So I'll move on to KPR.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think they should bring back Ndombele? Into the midfield, because he is the most creative. He's the most flair player and creative player in that midfield.
True. I would have preferred to see him in the starting lineup against Palace, actually, considering how Palace were committed on their attacking side too. So that would leave good space for Ndombele to work the ball going forward and support Kane more than Harry Winks did, and Højbjerg and Skip. I don't know how he came to the conclusion to put that midfield three against a Palace side. You know, you put that midfield three against a City, we understand that, you know what, you're trying to protect your back four and all that. But that lineup, for me, he got it very, very wrong. Maybe play with the two and then play Brian Hill and then Ali and then number 10 and Moura, and then you can play Skip and Højbjerg. That looks better for me. You know, maybe he was afraid of Palace. I don't know who's scared to go Palace, go midfielder Palace.
Gallagher.
Apart from him, because he had a great game. But
Palace
who's going to break you down?
Defensive mid.
It's not scary enough for you to put three.
Yes.
Because
he also had Konate and McCarthy. There's two defensive midfielders. Why don't you just go on and attack?
That's a weird
lineup.
Yeah, from him. I don't know what he wanted to do there. I don't think he knows later. Like he looked lost. Honestly, I don't know.
So what do you think the expectations are for Spurs now?
I mean, realistically speaking, top 8.
Oh.
Yeah.
So conference. That's
that's
the minimum.
Yeah, look, conference, they want to dominate in the Conference League. That's how I see it. They're going to come back for another run. You know what I mean? Yeah. I see them finishing 7th or 8th.
Yeah, no, I think you can tell this time around, Palace did not want any crystal meth.
Yeah.
That sounds plain. And we're going to move on to the Golden Boot, because now we have some good contenders. So I'm going to ask the panelists, I'm going to give them names and tell them to give me a case for that guy. So I'm going to start with Uneo. I'm going to give him Lukaku. I'm going to give Udesh Ronaldo. I'm going to take Kane. He's going to take Salah. We're all going to give you cases why they should be favorites to win. I'm going to start with Uneo.
I think, Lukaku comes into a Chelsea system that was basically custom made for him. They tried to go with Werner, it didn't work out because he doesn't have much of a presence in the box, and his finishing is not the best. So I think he has arguably one of the best right wing backs and arguably one of the best left wing backs in the league, providing him with everything he needs aerially and on the ground.
Oh yeah,
because he's a fox in the box. You know what I mean? He has experience. You know what I mean? Lemone from the midfield as well. Kovacic's assist on that goal.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, like everything is pointing towards him having a really good season. I see him having, at least a goal every second game, which is at least 20 goals this season for me. So I think that should be right about enough, because it's a different Premier League. I don't see anybody getting 28.
I mean,
20, 21, 22 wins you the Golden Boot for me this season.
He was saying 28 though.
I'm wrong.
They're sticking with it.
We're 25 goals away, guys. Getting there.
With how many games to go?
This is 35, I think. No, we're on track, man. Everything, 10 games to spare without goals.
It's a long season.
KPR, do you have anything to add on to what Neo said about Big Rom?
Everything he said was spot on. I mean, he mentioned the wing backs. I'm mentioning the number 10s. You have Ziyech, you have Mount, you have Havertz, who's going to play there. Werner was our top assister last season. He's also going to play a role in Lukaku getting goals. Like, there's goals in which Jorginho is good with those over-the-top balls when a team is playing high up the field. So we have a team, as you say, tailor-made for Lukaku, and it's there to. It's either he's gonna score goals. It's only up to someone else to outscore him, but he's going to score. Definitely.
Yeah, he's the main man now.
Yeah.
So I'm moving on to Udesh. What do you think about Ronaldo?
His Yeah, but I mean, guys, it's Ronaldo. It's Ronaldo. It brings on championship mindset. The room, the atmosphere was very, very electric. You know, when you have Ronaldo with you in the team, you're all about the winnings. That's what I believe. So going for the top goal scorer is very competitive. First of all, you know that Ronaldo gives you at least 20 goals a season. So, and he likes challenges. There's a lot of backmouth that Ronaldo is old. Ronaldo won't be the same that he was when he was young. He wants to prove people wrong all the time. That's what I like about him. And having him in that Manchester United team behind Pogba, where he has seven assists, 7 assists,
4 matches.
Where you have Bruno who's creative, where you have Greenwood, you have Rashford, you have Sancho. There's a lot of goals coming in from different players. Assists from different players to Ronaldo. He's clinical, always at the right spot in the box. Man, I can go on and go on and go on, but you guys already know.
Yeah.
Ronaldo, I foresee him scoring at least 20 goals for this season. Yeah.
I mean, he outscored Big Rom on Serie A.
Yeah, exactly, and that's another competition for him. Lukaku coming to
you think he regards that nigga's competition?
But it's a challenge for him. I mean, Ronaldo likes challenges, so he sees it as a challenge. That Kane is there. There's Kane. Kane is electric behind the goal. You have Salah. Now I want to be the main man. I want to come back at 36-year-old, top goal scorer, golden boot, and win Manchester United trophies.
Never Man U fan. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think one thing he overlooked is the fact that before he came, there are goals that we didn't score. The tap in his first goal, we didn't have anybody there. The commentator even highlighted during the game that he was the only one that anticipated that might happen.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of those because Greenwood is quite slippery. That isn't the first goal of its kind for me.
Yeah.
Ronaldo has like 3 or 4 of those in him this season, off of rebounds and stuff. He's aggressive in the box. That's also something I feel like he neglected to mention. He's a beast in the air.
Yeah.
Nobody can hang
huge leap.
Yeah, no one can hang with the moves literally. So yeah, I think I agree with everything he said.
To also touch on your game, I didn't see much of the balls coming into the box. Your boys were holding on to the ball way too much. There were times where Ronaldo was in the box, raising his arm all the time. So I think if Manchester United works on that, then you get more goals than we expect from the man.
But you know more than anyone. You're a football player. You play football. That you guys have to be in sync. You play a specific way for so long that it becomes how you play. So you have to
readjust the
so
to Ronaldo's movements.
I think maybe game week, 11, 12, 13, we see a lot of crosses coming in. Even in tonight's game, Kawana, headed goal. We're playing young boys. Man United is playing young boys.
Yeah,
Okay, Captain Kane, soon to be Sir Harry Kane, because you know how much they love him.
Yeah, they're on the night that guy.
The thing is with Kane, I think. Okay, for now he's going through a blip because his move didn't happen after all that publicity, all that negative publicity, going on public telling them, "Hey, Joe, I wanna leave," and not getting that move. Maybe for the first month, maybe next month as well, it's gonna be, it's gonna be iffy, but after that, I think it's gonna kick on. I think it's gonna realize that I wanna move. I have to make sure City don't go for Haaland or try for Mbappe. He's gonna score a lot of goals to prove to City like, hey. Even though I'm going to be 29, approaching 30, come get me. So I think he's a chip on his shoulder. And he's a point to prove to the Spurs fans. So he has to score goals. So that motivation is going to fuel him to score more goals. So that's why I think he should be one of the main contenders of the Golden Boot.
But I have a question as well. Spurs aren't scoring. They're struggling. The creativity is in there, as you highlighted
Yeah.
a few minutes ago. So do you really think that he has enough around him to get him that many goals?
Well, yeah, I mean, last season he was a top scorer and the playmaker.
Yeah.
So he proved that he can play that role. So if Son is out, okay, like we saw, it's a huge problem for creativity. But he will still score goals because Nuno's gonna learn about his team, learn who's best, who I can count on. Because we've seen Dyer's playing a lot because he counts on him. Even though he's not good, but he's gonna put in a shift. So I think maybe even Ndombele does that, puts in a shift, he's definitely gonna come in and bring that creative spark.
But Ndombele is not the type of dude who put in a shift. He's too saucy. You know what I mean?
It's too saucy.
Yeah, I feel like he provides so much that he feels like he doesn't need the hard graft. And in a Nuno team, you need to work.
They need to work, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see. But I agree with everything you said.
Okay, KPR, you've been quiet.
Do you
have anything to add?
No, I'm just thinking about the king of Africa, the pharaoh himself.
Paro.
Might as well go to him, right?
Hey.
I'm sorry for.
Hey, I like that transition. The pharaoh, the king himself.
Listen, at Anfield, there's a lot of goals for Liverpool this season. Salah scores a majority of it, probably like 10% of all the goals there. He's gonna score. I watched them against Leeds. You give them a chance, they're gonna take it. And Salah is one of those guys. We spoke about Ronaldo, how he's hungry for goals, how he always wants to score goals and break records and all that. There was a question they asked Salah after the interview. He knew every guy, the fastest guy who got to the top 100. 100 goals scored.
Yeah.
He knew what number he was and everything. He's looking at these stats. He knows where he is and where he wants to go. Only Drogba is ahead of him, an African player who scored the most goals in the Premier League. He's breaking it probably this season. Listen, Salah, everything is set up for him. For Liverpool, if we're going to talk about how they play, we all know how they play.
Yeah.
It's all about goals. We're going to outscore you. If you score, we're going to score more. And I think Salah is going to... It's too easy. Only Lukaku might. I'm joking, but Salah has goals too. It's also a question for him who's going to outscore him. He's also going to score just like he did last season, and Liverpool didn't have the best season, but he was there at the end of the day. So yeah, that's my case for him.
No, I as a Liverpool fan, I love it. I might as well talk about Liverpool anyway. No, I'm joking. We'll continue about Salah. I'm Goki.
Yeah.
Dash. Excuse me. Not bad for one season wonder, eh?
Hey man, it's Liverpool. Hey man, I feel like Van Dijk coming into that team. I know we have other players who are very good and electric, but Van Dijk bringing that spirit, that winning mentality again, boosting boys' confidence, brought a lot of structure, and I was happy with Thiago. Because there was a time where our ball was too fast. Thiago had the ball, he calmed down the play. He was very good. He controlled a lot of pace throughout the games and all that. Man is always hungry. And as KPR said, Salah is hungry for goals. Unfortunately for Elliot, the boy, that injury, man. But,
That was a bad
yeah,
one.
it was a bad injury. But we have a lot of players that we can play around with. And Fabinho stepping up.
Yeah.
Jota didn't have the greatest game, but he was there. And yeah, man, I'm happy.
I think he did.
Okay, maybe I'm saying that because he didn't score.
He was providing a lot of space for your wingers and like bringing them into play, almost like Firmino. Not he won't be like Firmino, but he tried and he did it well. And him
because I
himself,
expected him to score.
No, I understand that argument, but a player can have a great game without scoring.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Jota showed you that against Leeds, gave them a lot of problems.
No, okay. Well, the reason why I wanted to talk about, I moved on to Liverpool. Thing is, okay, minus Everton. Is the top four set? Like, is that the top four? Because you have City, you have Liverpool, you have Chelsea, and United. Is that the top four, like the final four?
Yeah, it's done.
It's done.
Yeah, they must win the Europa League if they want Champions League. It's done. Serious.
So those are the contenders now.
Yeah. That's the title race
Yeah, okay.
till the end. United, I'm joking.
I mean, Ole at the wheel.
Anyone could.
Yeah, easy.
Oh, okay.
I don't see Ronaldo letting that happen.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, I actually read something on Twitter. I don't know if it's official or not, But apparently, Ronaldo's influence is working on the how they eat on the commentary. So no more custard, no more cranberry.
Change his eating habits. That's why I was talking about Ronaldo's influence. The whole impact around that team has changed. The mindset has changed. Everybody wants to prove a point to Ronaldo. I want to give my best because Ronaldo's here. I'm not the world's greatest player. You understand? So, Man United are going to be a great team to watch.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
What does protocol mean?
Protocol.
Yeah, you guys know English. Just give me a definition of protocol.
Things that have to be done.
You know what? This guy on Twitter was onto something. He called Ronaldo the protocol son. You know?
Yeah.
You think it's a mistake. He wants to say the protocol son. Give for the protocol. The protocol. Yeah, man, listen.
Yeah, and I was telling you, I was having a conversation with KP on the car, and I was like, Daman Barimba Pasan. Yeah, I don't know what he gives to his ancestors because they're there. He even admitted that he was nervous.
Yeah.
And you could tell.
I
think everybody held their breath. A couple of passes unconnecting. You're like, what's happening?
Yeah.
He gets on like,
because he also said he didn't expect to score 2 goals.
Exactly.
He wanted to come there
and it's almost as if the relief everybody had when he scored that first one. He knew he was gonna get another one. I even expected a hat trick after that fortuitous goal. I was like, nah. But they're with you.
One of the moments of the weekend for me was that first C.
Yeah.
That was great. Man. Having him back in the Premier League is amazing just for the Premier League. As a fan of football, I'm happy with that move. Congratulations, guys. I'm fine.
Legs.
As a football fan.
I'm a Liverpool fan first. Football league.
I know, no, understand, but you have to appreciate something.
Even the Premier League is like riding the Hanovers. They're trying to make as much money as they can.
Gary Neville.
Yeah, because they broke the record. I think 8.8.
Honestly, this weekend.
I can't wait the number. I can't wait to see the numbers for the first Manchester derby.
Oh, the banter it's gonna take place.
I just hope we're on the right side of the banter because
but Ronaldo brings a different feel in that Manchester camp.
In the whole Premier League.
The whole Premier League.
The whole Premier League, yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, no, we're gonna talk a bit about City because I've been hearing like on TV the pundits, everyone is saying like, oh no, they need a striker. I mean, come on. These guys won the league comfortably without a striker. So I'm gonna start with KPR this time around. Do they really need a striker?
You know what? Watching the Leicester game, yes, they need a striker, but they do have players around them who will share the goals amongst them.
Yeah.
But we saw them. They scored 11 goals in 3 games.
Yeah.
You know, without that number 9. But there are some games you are gonna need a striker. It's gonna happen, especially against the teams in the top 6 teams vying for. You're gonna need a striker. It won't be enough having these little guys there and hoping they snatch a goal here and there. You're gonna need it. I feel like you will against the smaller teams, but they're gonna score. Your boys, KDB, Torres. But you need someone dominant in the box, especially if you look at the centre back pairings of all the big teams. Like Liverpool, there's Van Dijk and Matip there. These little kids, you don't know what, like you know, you go to Chelsea, there's warriors like Rudiger, Silva, you know, big guys. You go to, you know, there's big guys, and as good as they are, these guys, I think you can deal with them. But if you have a Kane in there, you can imagine.
I mean,
it makes them better.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's like what you mentioned, like that's 3 games.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 games, I should say, because they're playing each game twice. So that's Chelsea, Liverpool, and United.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly. There's way more.
Arsenal.
Yeah, there are way more other fixtures, so they can dominate those fixtures. You can see from last season, they didn't really dominate the top 4 teams, but they still won the league comfortably.
For me, this season is different. The league is won amongst these 4 teams. We're all gonna beat the little teams. It's gonna happen. As much as City are gonna beat these guys, Liverpool will, Manchester United will, Chelsea will. So which games count? The games against each other, and we have one soon for them. Chelsea City in 2 weeks. Oh, too easy, man.
Here we are.
I'm joking. What a game.
But I like the Bernardo and Jack combination.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of understanding there, a lot of movement required. You don't know who to pick up, who not to pick up, when to pick up the two players with the interchanges. So yeah, when Kevin slots in on that team, it's definitely gonna be.
Can I ask you a question about that? Have we found position at Bernardo Silva? I think we have. Sorry, I answered myself. You were saying no. I think he's a number 8. Yeah, he's on the wing is too slow, and things. He needs to be very fast, and he likes relaxing his game, and in the middle, in that 8.
So what do you put
and his
Alkai?
vision? Who? Alkai. Double 8. Guardiola plays with double 8. Flopper now is that Kevin is coming.
Kevin is a false 9.
So my boy is going back to the bench.
Who, Bernardo?
Yeah. But if you want to get the best out of him, play him as an 8. You won't regret it.
I was good.
Yeah.
So Uneo, like you said, like you've been saying, there's no strikers. So who do you play as your false 9? Do you play Kevin, Foden, or Raza, Raheem Sterling?
Ferran Torres has been having like a lot of good returns from that particular position. I think I even said it before. I don't think them not having a striker is a crisis.
It's not.
Each and every one of those attacking players knows what they need to do to stretch a defense. So I don't think like my defensive partnering in particular. I think that those guys behind Tarant, they can draw a player out here.
Yeah, definitely.
They have someone who can provide the right pass at the right time there with somebody making the right run. So I think they'll overrun the smaller teams, and then they'll get the better of most of the big 6. Maybe not you.
Yeah, definitely.
3.
But
also negative football. I don't understand.
Negative.
You know what I mean?
But also, if you're looking at teams that play with a solid number 6, it's very difficult to draw out those 2 centre backs, because that false 9 is going to stick with their 6.
A solid number 6.
Why
I don't have a solid number 6.
Solid.
Even Jorginho, I wouldn't call him a solid number 6 though.
Kante.
Kante, my bad.
Kante is a 6, 8, 10.
Fabinho is solid for us. Fabinho, we have Fabinho, they have Kante. You guys, I don't know. You should put Bailey there. You should put Bailey there.
Assault charges.
Well, anyway, thank you guys. Unfortunately, you've reached the end of the show. So don't worry, we'll be back next week, same time. Well, yeah, and producer, cue the outro music.
You know me. Right.
Oh yeah, Sengboile, I just want to say thank you for your continued support. Please like, share, subscribe. Oh yeah, turn on the notification bell. Thank you. See you again next week. So play the outro music again.
You know me. Right. Think you fly, got the jets from me.